Hi friends, in this tutorial you will see how to perform text operations on byte strings. So let's get started. So let me open my terminal. So in this tutorial, for this tutorial I will be using Python 3. So first of all, let's create a variable and let's call it byte string, and then let's give it this string of MA Academy. Notice this B in front of MA Academy. So what it means is that treat it as a byte string. Now if you type in byte string, notice this MA Academy. There is a B in front of it, which means it's a byte string. So let me open a new tab, and simultaneously on this one I will be working with simple or plain text strings. So let me create this variable string and let me type in MA Academy. Notice that in here I'm not typing a B. However, in this one you saw that I typed a B, which means it's a byte string. Now if we type in a string, you can see that there is this MA Academy. However, there is no B in front of it, which was for byte strings. So another thing that we can do that is both similar in a plain text string and a byte string is that in byte string you can, let's say, get, so let me do it by an example. So let's say I want to only extract this MA part from this MA Academy, this string, this byte string. So what I do is that I type 02, so it means take two characters. 0, 1, you don't count the third one, just it's 0 and 1. So M is 0, A is 1. So what it should do is that it should take MA, sorry, it's not data string, it is byte string. So in here you can see that there is this MA. Notice, however, notice this byte. This means that it's a byte string. We can do the same with plain strings, plain text strings. So if I do something like a string 02, now you can see that it shows us MA, but without this B, which stands for byte strings. Another thing that you can do is that perform Boolean operations on it also. Like you can check byte string, and then we can check that whether it ends with Academy. Notice that it says true. So what I'm doing is that I'm saying check the contents of this byte string variable and check ends with. So it uses the ends with function. So what it does is that it checks what this ends with. So in here we can see that it ends with this Academy. So we are specifying the word Academy, this is string Academy, and we are saying that it's a byte. So what it does is that it checks it to this, the end of it. So since it matches, it prints true. Notice this B, don't forget it, otherwise it wouldn't work. You can do the same thing with plain a string dot ends with Academy. You can see that it says true. Another thing that you can do with this is that you can also split it. So if you do something like byte string and then we say something like split, notice that it splits it using this space. So this, the first one, there is MA, then there is Academy. However, notice this piece in front of them, which means these are byte strings. So what it does is that it splits it using these spaces. So this is 1, this is 2. If there were many words in this string, it would have shown us those words separated. You can do the same thing in here. So if you do string.split, you can see that it also splits it using the space. So now there's MA, there's Academy. However, there are no bytes B. So it means that that is plain text in here, not byte strings. Another thing that you can do is that you can also replace it. So if we do something like byte string and then we say replace and B, we can say that change Academy into, let's say, change it into university. Notice this. What it does is that it takes Academy and changes it into university. So this Academy in here, it changes it to university. Now we see this MA University. However, this is important. Note that there is a B in front of here and there's a B in front of here. And as a result, there's also a B in here. So which just stands for byte strings. Don't miss them, otherwise it wouldn't work. In here, we can do the same thing also. So we can say replace. And we can say that take Academy, replace them with university. Now you can see that instead of MA Academy, which was specified in here, we get MA University. However, there is no B in front of it because it's a plain text string, not a byte string. So there are no B's in front of this and no B in front of here, this one. So this is how byte strings, they work in Python 3. They basically work almost the same as plain text strings. So this is it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, suggestions, or recommendations, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.